The conference room door slammed shut behind me, echoing like a gunshot through the sterile silence of the 45th floor. "Jonathan, if you don't tell them the truth right now, I will," Adam hissed, his voice low and venomous, his blue eyes piercing mine like daggers in the fluorescent light. I froze, heart pounding, as the weight of my hidden life crashed down, years of pretending, of stolen glances and secret nights, all about to shatter in front of my colleagues. I stood there, palms sweating, staring at the polished mahogany table where my team sat, oblivious to the storm brewing. Adam, my boss and the man I'd been sleeping with for 6 months, paced like a caged lion. How had we gotten here? It started innocently enough, in the bustling heart of Manhattan, where dreams and deceptions intertwined like the subway lines below. I was Jonathan Hayes, 28, a mid-level analyst at Apex Financial, a sleek firm in the financial district. Born in a small Ohio town, I'd fled to New York after college, chasing the American promise of reinvention. But some parts of me I couldn't reinvent. I was gay, and in the cutthroat world of corporate America, that felt like a liability. I dated women publicly, flirted harmlessly at happy hours, and kept my weekends private. No one knew. Not even my roommate. Adam Blackwell was different. 35. He was the youngest VP in the company's history, charismatic, sharp-jawed, with a smile that could close million-dollar deals. He was openly gay, a poster boy for diversity initiatives, marching in pride parades and mentoring queer interns. When he joined Apex 2 years ago, whispers followed him. "He's the real deal. No closet for that guy." I admired him from afar, until one late night in the office kitchen, our hands brushed over the coffee pot, and electricity sparked. "Long night?" he'd asked, his voice smooth as bourbon. "Yeah, crunching numbers for the Q3 report," I'd replied, trying not to stare at his unbuttoned collar. From there, it escalated. Stolen lunches in Central Park, whispered conversations in elevators, and eventually, nights at his Brooklyn loft overlooking the East River. Adam was everything I wasn't: confident, unapologetic. He pushed me to be open. "John, life's too short to hide," he'd say, tracing patterns on my back as we lay tangled in sheets. But I resisted. My family back home was conservative. My career was precarious. Coming out meant risk. Now, in this room, that risk was exploding. It was team-building day, a mandatory retreat disguised as a meeting. Adam had orchestrated it, insisting on authenticity exercises. "Share your deepest secret," he said. "Build trust." When it was my turn, I'd mumbled something about fearing heights. Lame, but safe. Adam wasn't having it. "That's not you, Jonathan. Tell them who you really are." His words hung in the air, and I saw the flicker in his eyes. Anger? Desperation? The team shifted uncomfortably. Sarah from HR, Mike the sales guy, Lisa the intern. They sensed the tension. I can't," I whispered. "You have to," he pressed. "For us." That word stung. Our relationship was a secret. Office policy forbade it. But Adam had grown impatient, tired of sneaking around. Last night, in his apartment, we'd fought. "I'm proud of you, John." "Why aren't you?" he'd yelled. I stormed out, but here he was, forcing my hand. As the silence stretched, I felt a surge of panic. "Fine," I spat, voice trembling. "I'm gay." "They're happy now." Gasps rippled through the room. Sarah's eyes widened. Mike looked away. Lisa smiled faintly, supportively. But Adam? He just nodded, as if this was planned. The meeting ended awkwardly, with forced applause and quick exits. I lingered, glaring at Adam. "What the hell was that?" He pulled me aside. "You needed the push. Now you're free." Free? I felt exposed. Bro. That night, alone in my cramped Queens apartment, I replayed it. Texts flooded in, supportive ones from colleagues, curious ones from friends. But from Adam, nothing. The next day, the office buzzed. Whispers in the break room. "Did you hear about Jonathan?" I buried myself in spreadsheets, avoiding eyes. Adam called me into his office mid-morning. "Close the door," he said, leaning against his desk, skyline framing him like a king. "Why'd you do it?" I demanded. "Because I love you, John. And I can't love a shadow. Love." He'd never said it before. My anger melted into confusion. We kissed then, fierce and forbidden, right there with the door locked. Felt like a victory, but doubt lingered. Weeks passed. Coming out changed everything, and nothing. Colleagues were polite, some warmer. I joined the company's LGBTQ+ group, attended my first Pride event with Adam's encouragement. Our relationship deepened, stolen moments turning into weekends away, upstate cabins, Hamptons beaches. Adam introduced me to his world. Brunches with queer artists in Chelsea, rallies in Washington Square. But cracks appeared. Adam's ambition was relentless. He eyed the C-suite, and rumors swirled about a merger with a conservative firm from Texas. "Image matters," he confided one night over wine. "We have to be careful." Careful? After forcing me out, hypocrisy burned. Then, the betrayal hit. It was a Friday, post-merger announcement party at a swanky rooftop bar in Midtown. Champagne flowed, toasts rang out. I mingled, feeling almost at ease in my skin. Adam pulled me to a quiet corner. "John, we need to talk." His tone chilled me. "The new partners. They're traditional. They know about us." "How?" "Office gossip. And with you out now." "So what?" He sighed. "I have to distance myself. For the company. For my career." My world tilted. "Distance? You mean break up? Just publicly?" "We can still." "No." Rage boiled. "You outed me for us, and now you're abandoning ship? It's not like that. I love you, but save it." I stormed off, heart shattering. That night, alone, I cried ugly, wrenching sobs. Betrayed by the man who promised freedom. But America is about second chances, right? Or so they say. The days after the rooftop fallout blurred into a haze of numbness and fury. I called in sick Monday, holed up in my apartment, staring at the ceiling fan's lazy spin. Adam's texts piled up. "John, please talk." I didn't mean it. Ignored. By Tuesday, I dragged myself back to Apex, avoiding his floor like the plague. The office felt different now. Pitying glances, hushed conversations. Sarah from HR cornered me in the elevator. "You okay? Heard about you and Adam." "Heard what?" I snapped. She faltered. Just rumors. If you need support. I nodded curtly, escaping to my cubicle. Work became my anchor. Numbers, projections, safe and impersonal. But memories haunted. Adam's laugh echoing in conference calls, his scent on a forgotten jacket. A week later, the merger finalized. The Texans arrived, burly men in cowboy boots, touting family values and Bible Belt ethics. Adam schmoozed them effortlessly, his charm a weapon. I watched from afar, bitterness festering. Then, the email, mandatory diversity training. Ironic. In the session, Adam led, preaching inclusion. Our eyes met, his pleaded. Mine accused. After, he ambushed me in the hall. John, can we? No, I pushed past. But loneliness gnawed. I confided in Lisa, the intern who'd smiled during my coming out. Over coffee in a Greenwich Village cafe, I spilled everything. Wow, she said, sipping latte. That's messed up. But you're strong, Jonathan. You've come this far. Her words sparked something. I started exploring New York's queer scene, solo bars in Hell's Kitchen, bookstores in the Village. Met guys. A painter named Miguel, a teacher called Theo. Flings. Nothing serious. But each date reminded me of Adam's absence. Months ticked by. Fall painted Central Park in oranges and reds. Apex thrived post-merger, but tension simmered. Whispers of layoffs. Favoritism toward the good old boys. One crisp October morning, Adam summoned me to his office. Close the door. Déjà vu. He looked haggard, circles under his eyes. John, I miss you. Too bad. I crossed arms. The merger's a disaster. Those guys are homophobic pricks. They're pushing out diverse hires. Including me? He hesitated. Possibly. Rage surged. You sold us out for a promotion? I thought I could change things from inside. Bullshit. You changed me, forced me out, then bailed. Tears welled in his eyes. I was wrong. I love you. Let's fight this together. Part of me yearned to forgive. But trust was shattered. Too late. I left, heart aching. That night, at a support group in Brooklyn, I shared my story. Strangers nodded, empathized. You're not alone, one said. Empowered, I rallied. Approached Sarah about forming an employee resource group. We petitioned HR, addressed the merger's biases. Adam noticed. In a board meeting I crashed, uninvited, I spoke up. Diversity isn't a checkbox. It's people like me, out and proud, contributing despite the odds. The room fell silent. The Texans shifted uncomfortably. Adam stared, pride flickering. Post-meeting, he cornered me. That was brave. Learned from the best or worst. Tentative smile. Dinner? To talk. I agreed, wary. At a cozy Italian spot in Little Italy, over pasta and Chianti, walls crumbled. I was scared, John, of losing everything. Me too. But you made me face it alone. I'm sorry. He reached for my hand. Forgiveness bloomed, slow and fragile. We kissed under streetlights, New York's hum enveloping us. But peace was short-lived. The next day, an email leak, internal memos from the Texans, derogatory slurs about the gays at Apex, including me and Adam. Scandal erupted. Media pounced, New York Times headlines. Corporate homophobia in merger mess. Protests outside our building. Adam was called to the CEO's office. Fired? Promoted? I paced my desk. He emerged, face ashen. They want me to resign. Take the fall. No. Panic gripped. Fight it. I can't. But you can. He handed me a USB. Evidence. Use it. Betrayal twisted anew. Not his, but the system's. Adam sacrificed for the greater good? That night, we huddled in his loft. Why? I asked. For us. For everyone like us. Tears mingled as we made love. Desperate and tender. Morning brought resolve. I leaked the memos anonymously. Chaos ensued. Lawsuits. Resignations. The Texans pulled out. Merger collapsed. Adam was out of a job, but free. We drove west, escaping the city Route 66, America's backbone. Motels, diners, endless skies. In Chicago, over deep dish pizza, he proposed. Marry me, John. Start over, but doubts lingered. Was this redemption or escape? The road stretched like a promise, but promises, I'd learned, could break. We left New York in Adam's beat-up Jeep, bags packed with essentials and regrets. Westward ho, he joked, hand on my thigh as we crossed the George Washington Bridge. First stop, Philadelphia. Liberty Bell, cheesesteaks, history. We wandered Independence Hall, reflecting on freedoms fought for. Like us, Adam said. Battling for our right to love. Romantic, but the scandal trailed us. Phone notifications. Apex in turmoil. My name in articles as the whistleblower. Colleagues texted support. Family called. Confused. Mom, Jonathan, what's this about you being gay? Dad, silence. I came out to them over a crackly call from a Pennsylvania motel. Tears, questions, eventual acceptance. We love you, son. Healing began. Adam and I talked endlessly about betrayals, fears. I pushed you because I saw myself in you, he confessed under starry skies. I came out young, lost friends. Didn't want that for you, but you almost lost me. I know. Never again. Intimacy deepened. Lazy mornings in cheap beds, hikes in Appalachian trails. In Pittsburgh, we danced at a gay bar, bodies pressed, music pulsing. Freedom tasted sweet. Yet, conflict brewed. Adam's job hunt stalled. Resentment simmered. If I'd stayed quiet, he'd mutter. In Cleveland, it boiled over. Over burgers at a lakeside diner, he snapped. You leaked it. My career's ruined. You gave me the drive, said to use it. For the cause, not to destroy us. Hurt flared. Us? You destroyed us first. We fought, voices echoing off Lake Erie. I walked out, wandering rainy streets. Hours later, he found me on a bench. I'm sorry. Scared of starting over. We reconciled, bodies mending what words couldn't. Chicago welcomed us with wind and wonders. Millennium Park, bean sculpture reflecting our distorted selves. Adam's proposal hung unspoken. Over jazz in a smoky club, he knelt. Jonathan Hayes, will you marry me? Tears. Yes. Rings from a pawn shop, simple, meaningful. But joy was tempered. News from home. Apex sued for discrimination. I was subpoenaed. Back to New York, the road called west, but duty pulled east. We detoured south St. Louis Arch, symbol of gateways. Discussions turned serious. What if we settle in California? Adam suggested. Tech scene. Accepting. But the trial. We'll face it together. Oklahoma prairies brought solitude. Campfires. Stories shared. Adam opened about his past. Abusive father. Running to New York at 18. You saved me, John. Mutual salvation. In Texas, ironic. Given the merger foes, we visited Austin. Queer haven amid red state. Festivals. Live music. Felt like home. But a call shattered peace. Apex CEO resigned. Settlement offered. My testimony key. We flew back. Road trip paused. Courtroom in Manhattan. Tense. Sterile. I testified. Voice steady. Discrimination isn't just words. It's lives derailed. Adam supported from the gallery. Eyes locked. Victory. Settlement won. Policies reformed. Adam rehired as consultant. But twist. During trial, evidence surfaced. Adam had known about the biases pre-merger. Hesitated to act. Confrontation in our old loft. You knew. I tried to fix it internally. More secrets. Trust fractured again. How can I marry you? He begged. I've changed. I left. Crashing at Lisa's. Weeks of soul-searching, therapy. Friends' advice. America's melting pot offered perspectives. Immigrant stories. Civil rights echoes. Realization. Love isn't perfect. It's human. I returned. One more chance. No more lies. Relief washed his face. We planned the wedding. Small. Central Park. Spring blooms. Guests. Colleagues. Family. Vows exchanged under cherry blossoms. In betrayal and forgiveness. We found us. Honeymoon. Back on the road. Westward to California. San Francisco's hills. Golden Gate glowing. New jobs, me in finance startups. Adam in advocacy. Home in the Castro. Community embracing. But life tests. Adam's health scare, routine check revealed early cancer. Fear gripped. Treatments. Hospitals. I held his hand through chemo, whispering love. Recovery, slow, transformative. You never left, he marveled. Never will. Years later, adopting a child, little Mia, bundle of joy. Family complete. America's dream. Flawed. Resilient. Our story. Kitsch-tin in conflicts. Emotional in depths. Romantic in reunions. Nan Van in growth. Settling in San Francisco felt like exhaling after holding my breath for years. The fog rolling off the bay mirrored the haze of our past. But the sun always broke through. Our Castro apartment was cozy. Rainbow flags waving from balconies. Neighbors waving hello. Adam threw himself into LGBTQ+ advocacy. Speaking at events. His story inspiring. I crunched numbers for a progressive fintech firm. Out and proud. No shadows. Mia's arrival changed everything. 2. She was a whirlwind of curls and curiosity. Adopted from a local agency. Dada, she'd squeal, toddling between us. Parenthood amplified our bond. Nights soothing cries. Days at playgrounds overlooking the Pacific. but echoes of betrayal lingered. During a quiet dinner, Adam confessed more. Before the merger, I ignored warnings. Thought I could handle it. Why tell now? Full transparency. No more skeletons. Forgiveness deepened, but scars reminded. We attended couples therapy in a Haight-Ashbury clinic, unpacking layers. Trust rebuilds brick by brick, the counselor said. Professionally, Adam Sword founded a nonprofit for queer professionals. I supported volunteering. At a gala in the Mission District, he honored me. To Jonathan, my rock. Applause warmed, but a familiar face in the crowd chilled. One of the Texan execs, now reformed, he approached. Sorry for the past. You've both done good. Handshakes. Uneasy peace. Life's rhythm. Holidays in Ohio with my family, who adored Mia. Dad, once silent, now grilling burgers, asking about our work. Acceptance bloomed. Yet, high drama struck again. Adam's nonprofit faced funding cuts, political backlash from conservative donors. Protests erupted. Adam arrested at a rally. Bailing him out, I fumed. Reckless. Necessary, he countered. For our community. Argument escalated. Old wounds reopening. Always the hero. Huh? What about us? He softened. You are my us. Reconciliation in Golden Gate Park. Picnic under eucalyptus. Mia giggled, chasing butterflies. We fight because we care, Adam said. True. Our love. Tempestuous. Enduring. As Mia grew, school plays, soccer games. 10. She asked, how did you meet? Over ice cream in Ghirardelli Square. We shared edited version. Daddy Jonathan was shy. I helped him shine. She beamed. Like a fairy tale. Not quite. Flashback to that conference room. The forced revelation. Unexpected turns led here. Then, the call. Adam's cancer returned. Aggressive. World crumbled. Hospitals again, UCSF sterile halls. Chemo. Radiation. I took leave. Mia's small hand in mine. Promise you'll fight, I whispered. For you too? Always. Community rallied, fundraisers, meals delivered. New York's ghosts faded. California's spirit sustained. Remission, but changed. Adam retired early, focusing on family. We traveled, Yosemite hikes, Mia marveling at sequoias. Big as our love, Adam joked. In quieter moments, reflection. Regret forcing you out? He asked one sunset on Ocean Beach. No. It freed me. Good. Because you're my everything. Kisses in the surf. Waves washing away remnants. Years passed. Mia's high school graduation valedictorian. Proud parents cheering. She came out as bi. Our support unwavering. Adam and I, graying, walked hand in hand through pride parades, Mia marching beside. America's narrative, struggle to triumph. Ours mirrored betrayal to bond, conflict to compassion. One evening, on our balcony overlooking the bay, Adam turned. Happy, unexpectedly so, laughter, embrace. Life's plot twists made us whole. But fate's final curve, Adam's health declined. 60, peaceful passing in our bed, Mia and I by his side. Funeral, crowds honoring his legacy. Eulogy, Adam taught me love's resilience, grief profound, but life continued. I mentored young queers, sharing our story. In the end, Nan Van prevailed, humanity in flaws, beauty in forgiveness. Jonathan Hayes Blackwell, survivor, lover, father. America's dream realized, one unexpected step at a time. Looking back, our story wasn't a fairy tale but a gritty American epic, etched in the concrete of New York and the sunsets of San Francisco. After Adam's passing, the void was immense, like the Grand Canyon we'd visited once, vast and echoing. Mia, now 25, moved back from college in Boston, her presence a balm. "Dad, he'd want you to live," she'd say, echoing his spirit. I threw myself into advocacy, expanding his nonprofit. Speaking tours, from Midwest colleges to Southern rallies, sharing how one forced revelation spiraled into a life of purpose. "Embrace your truth," I'd urge, voice cracking with memory. Romantic, sparks flickered again. At a conference in Chicago, I met Carlos, a kind-eyed professor, 55, with a laugh like thunder. Dates, walks along Lake Michigan, discussions on literature and loss. "Adam sounds incredible," he'd say. "Room for me," slowly, yes. Love at our age, gentle, profound. Mia approved. He'd like him, Dad. Weddings are small, on a Napa vineyard. Vows, in memory and new beginnings, but the past resurfaced. A documentary crew approached. Your story, the merger, the love, the legacy, filming dredged emotions. Interviews with old colleagues. Sarah, now retired. That conference room moment? Pivotal. Lisa, successful exec, inspired my own coming out. Even the Texan, reformed philanthropist. We were wrong. You changed us. Premiere in New York. Red carpet. Mia on my arm. Carlos beside. Applause thundered as credits rolled. After, rooftop party, echoing that fateful 1 year ago. Toasts to Adam. To us. Reflection. Kitsch Tin in betrayals. Emotional in heartaches. Langman in redemptions. Nan Van in impacts. America's essence. Diverse, divisive, yet hopeful. Our tale embodied it. Two men navigating identity, love, society. Mia married her partner, Alex, a non-binary artist. Grandkids on the horizon, joy multiplied. The 70, I retired to a coastal home in Monterey, waves crashing like life's rhythms. Carlos and I gardened, read, loved. One dawn, watching sunrise, I whispered to the wind, "Thank you, Adam, for the unexpected." His voice in my heart, always. The end wasn't tragic but affirming. Lives touched, love enduring. In libraries, our story lived on, inspiring youth. See, you can overcome. Final thoughts. In a nation of reinvention, we reinvented love. From closet to celebration, betrayal to bond. Humanity wins.